Howdy, my name is Madison Beal, and today we'll be talking about the halal and kosher ice creams with marshmallow and vanilla flavoring. So first, halal are foods that are permitted, and haram are foods that are prohibited to the Muslim community. Food laws are made permissible or lawful according to their holy book called the Quran, and the Muslim community celebrates Ramadan, which is a month of sacrifice and prayer. Kosher are the foods that are acceptable to the Jewish community, and tarif are the foods that are not acceptable to the Jewish community. The Jewish food laws are stated in their holy book, the Torah. In kosher foods, there's no mixing of meat and dairy products, as well as the Passover in the Jewish community is a 7-day holiday of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. So ice cream target groups, so approximately 87% of Americans have ice cream in their freezer at any given time. The biggest two target groups are families with young children and adults over the age of 55. The target regions, the 5 top countries are New Zealand, United States, Australia, Finland, and Sweden. In this lecture, we'll be targeting the Jewish and Muslim consumers as we're looking at kosher and halal ice creams. So most likely ice cream will be stored in the freezer, but there's many different types, regular, light, frozen custard, many different flavors as well, and different toppings. But in this lecture specifically, we'll be looking at the vanilla ice cream using halal and kosher vanilla flavoring and marshmallows.
Hello, my name's Sarah Brandon. How is it prepared? The history of ice cream started as a luxury dessert in the ancient Roman empires between 54 and 68 AD. They used snow and fruit flavorings to make ice cream. So, the preparation of ice cream today. Ice cream is manufactured through the blending of ingredients, pasteurization, homogenization, aging of the mixed ingredients, freezing, packaging, and then hardening. So it is produced through the pasteurization and homogenization of blended dairy products, usually including milk, condensed milk, butter, fat, and cream. The process involves freezing the dairy mixture and incorporating air called overrun, which makes the ice cream light and less dense. They then put it in its packaged container and cooled down to a holding temperature of less than negative 13 degrees Fahrenheit.
Hello, my name is Gabrielle Briggs. So, why does ice cream need to be certified? So, vanilla flavoring. Diluted ethyl alcohol is used in the extraction of vanilla beans. Natural vanilla flavoring must contain at least 35% alcohol by volume, which is not considered halal. And then next, you have marshmallows. Marshmallows are made with gelatin, a pork byproduct, which is also not halal. There are halal options, but the pork gelatin marshmallows are more popular, a lot cheaper, and then also easier to come by. So usually if someone wanted to get halal marshmallows, they might
have to spend a bit more, which might be a hassle.
Howdy, I'm Trey Zoon. My group did the halal and kosher ice cream with marshmallows and vanilla flavoring. Here are some examples of some certified ice creams that are similar to our product. One is the Dairy Bell Vanilla Ice Cream, which is a vanilla ice cream that is kosher, halal, gluten-free, and nut-free. Second one is Market Pantry Vanilla Ice Cream, which is a Target brand. It is vanilla ice cream that is kosher and has no nuts in it. And then we have Ben & Jerry's Chocolate Fudge Brownie Ice Cream, which is an ice cream flavor from Ben & Jerry's that is halal and kosher certified, meaning that its milk and dairy products are halal and kosher, and the equipment used in the processing is halal and kosher with no contamination. The added flavors are from halal and kosher sources, and
halal homemade vanilla ice cream recipe. So, in order to make this recipe, we're going to need 4 cups of heavy whipping cream. This can be found at H-E-B, and it contains gallon gum, which is a vegan substitute for gelatin. Gelatin has pork in it, so it would not be considered halal or kosher. Next, we would need 1 1/4 cup of milk. All milk that is sold in the US or Canada is considered to be halal. After that, we'll need 1 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Colonial Sugar sells granulated sugar that maintains halal status. You'll need 10 egg yolks. Eggs are already considered halal. And then you'll need 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Like mentioned in a couple slides before, diluted ethyl alcohol is used in extraction of vanilla beans. In order for vanilla extract to be considered halal, final product can have no more than 1% trace alcohol. Alcohol-free vanilla extract is halal, and there are other options for use, such as halal vanilla powder. But also, like the marshmallows, getting alcohol-free
Vanilla extract or halal vanilla powder might be a little more expensive or harder to come by.
Howdy, my name is Catherine Morris, and today I am going to be discussing our process flow diagram, which will tell you how to make this product. So the product that we're going to be discussing is halal and kosher ice cream with marshmallows and vanilla flavoring. So first, you're going to need a large chilled metal bowl. It's important that it's chilled just so we can keep all of our ingredients cold, and it'll make this process a little bit easier. In your bowl, you're going to add heavy whipping cream. Then you're going to use a hand mixer and whisk the heavy whipping cream until it has thickened and is the consistency of whipped cream. So you don't want it to be in liquid form anymore, that it will be right out of the container, but you don't want it to be so thick to where it's about the consistency of something like butter. After you've whisked your heavy whipping cream, you're going to add condensed milk to your heavy whipping cream. You won't need to add any sweeteners or sugar since condensed milk is already pretty sweet. Next, you're going to mix the condensed milk and heavy whipping cream together with a hand mixer. Then you'll mix in vanilla extract or vanilla flavoring, and then you'll add your favorite halal marshmallows and mix into this mixture. After everything has been mixed together and you're satisfied with your mixture, you're going to place the mixture in a metal baking pan and use a spatula to make sure everything's put down evenly so it looks nice when it comes out of the freezer. And it's also very important that you make sure to get out any air bubbles so that once your ice cream comes out of the freezer, it doesn't have bubbles in it that could ruin the presentation of the ice cream. And then you're going to place the baking pan with the mixture into the freezer for 12 hours or overnight, whichever you prefer. And then you'll
The flow diagram for the control points of making gelatin for the marshmallows in the halal ice cream goes as follows. Control point 1. All animals in which the bones or hide in which the gelatin will be derived from must be halal animals. Control point 2. Degreasing of bones, the equipment for this process must be for halal food only to avoid cross-contamination. Control point 3. Vats or pits for acid treatment of bones should be for halal food only. Control point 4. The vats or pits for lime treatment of the hide should also only be for halal food. Control point 5. The extraction, evaporation, extrusion, and drying process for making the gelatin should all be done in thoroughly cleaned equipment to avoid cross-contamination. Control point 6. The milling and blending equipment should also all be thoroughly cleaned before use. And control
Point 7. The gelatin then must be packed in clean containers and labeled carefully.
The control points for the ice cream is number 1, the milk and dairy products must be from halal and kosher animals for the ice cream to be able to be labeled as halal and kosher. 2, the equipment and utensils needed for the ice cream production must be cleaned and not be used by any non-kosher or non-halal sources. 3, the added vanilla flavoring must be halal and kosher. And 4, the added marshmallows must be halal and kosher, which is sometimes hard with gelatin because the gelatin needs to comply with the 7 halal control points for it to be able to be considered halal or kosher.